Today we are going to discuss one interesting topic, rather a common topic. The reason I say interesting and common, the main reason is no matter what stage of life you are into, what phase of your life into, you might be a student, you might be a working professional, you might be enjoying your retired life, or you might be a homemaker. But this particular topic, what we are going to discuss today, somewhere it has made an impact. Probably it's the need of the situation, subject of the situation, right? Yes, we are going to talk this interesting topic, stock market and trading. Right? So when I say stock market and trading, for a common person like me, the way I look at it, probably a lot of assumptions, right? Maybe because I don't have a clarity, maybe I don't know how it works. I might assume it's just a set of gambling, right? Or I might assume it's a group of numbers. But there are some exclusive set of people who consider it as a beautiful mirror, and they want to reflect it as a and the kind of reflection they want from this mirror is nothing but discipline, probably clarity, confidence, and finally calmness. And then they reach the success. And one of such visionaries is sitting right in front of me, Kiran Prabhu. Kiran, welcome to my podcast channel, Manthan with Laxman. It's honor to have you here. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you, Laxman. It is indeed a pleasure, and I'm so grateful to you that you have invited me onto your platform. So I consider it as a privilege, and thank you so much for having me with you.
See, I was actually thinking how to introduce you, okay? So what kind of introduction I have to give? The Kiran, what I saw a couple of years back, you are a gold medalist from one of the renowned college into printing technology, right?
Yes.
Being an expert in print, 20 years of corporate experience, working with some big brands, big print houses. Last few years, you have changed your domain in such a way. I can't even imagine that transformation. Why the transformation? What happened?
Yeah. So, as you rightly said, by qualification, I'm a print engineer. So I was passionate about machines. I was passionate about colors. I was passionate about creating things. So that is where it all started. And somewhere down the line, what happened was, although I was enjoying my career with some big names in the industry, I started my career with Times of India.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
And I worked with Indian Express. I've worked with Manipal Technologies. I've worked in various domains of the print, wherein I was managing factories. I was creating products. I was, handling a big team of people, and I was enjoying the process. But somewhere down the line, I didn't feel a connect. I was feeling that I was not living to my fullest potential. Although I was very successful in my career, but still there was some lingering thing that, I am not living it to my fullest potential. So way back in, 15 years back, if we go 15 years back. So as you said, last 2 years or 3 years, I've completely changed. It is not just 2-3 years. It goes 15 years back. So
the journey has started 15 years back.
15 years back. So what happened was, if somebody would have told me 15 years back that, 15 years down the line, you will be, looking at the charts and, shaping your life to the complete different aspect, I would have laughed at them. I would have told them, look, boss, I am a print technologist. And
what
I'm
are you
happy.
talking about?
Yes, what are you talking about? I'm very happy with what I'm doing and all that. But in the journey, when I was enjoying the print side of it, I also got attracted to the other print, which was about the prices in the financial market. Okay. So, I started learning it myself first, more out of curiosity. Because when I began my career, my dad is a banker. Okay. So, most of us as Indians, we are conditioned towards saving.
True.
We are not conditioned towards investing.
We care more about future, right?
Yes. But I want to just burst a myth here. I think it is a big statement to make, but still I'll make it for the people who are watching us now. that saving is not going to save us. It is investing which is going to save us. Okay, so saving, most of us as Indians are concerned, okay, if we have a good bank balance,
You are
our
secure,
future is set. But I think this is the biggest misconception. Okay, because putting your money into your saving bank account is not real growth. In reality, it is losing its value day by day because
Probably it's getting stagnant.
it is because of inflation. Okay,
Inflation, yeah.
because the money is, whatever money you have is not growing at the same speed, or it should at least exceed the inflation rate so that it can create some wealth. Okay, so that is the big issue. So that is where I earlier in my career I realized that I should learn this basic life skill of how to manage and grow our own money. So that is where it started, curiosity, 15 years back. And I went through a lot of reading. I did my own reading. I started the normal way in which most of us start, which is mutual funds.
Kind of a groundwork. So
which is it is like mutual funds. Like most of the people feel that mutual funds is the safest thing. They feel it is the safest thing is because they don't have to do anything much in reality.
Or not dependent on market variations.
Yeah. It is in reality if you look at it, but what they feel is, okay, I give my money to a fund manager. It is his headache. He will manage.
He is responsible.
He is responsible. Okay, so that is where it all started. Then it graduated from one to the other. I started studying myself. Okay, what is this fund manager doing? What is that he is doing that what we cannot do? Okay, so that is how it started, my curiosity. And this curiosity turned into fascination, and from fascination it didn't take much time for it to get into an obsession. That is how it started. And one more thing which clicked with me was, because I am from the print background. In print background, everything is about precision, everything is about consistency, it is about timeliness, timely delivery, and giving a good quality product.
Correct.
So a small mistake can result in a rejection of your product, which can run into entire consignment can be rejected. So we have always been, like for example, if you take packaging, that at least has a couple of days of buffer for you. But when you think of newspaper
lifespan is very small.
Exactly. So newspaper every day is like a challenge. Every day morning 4:30 a.m. the paper production has to be completed. You have no other option.
There's no shelf life. There
is no excuse, because 4:30 p.m. if the paper doesn't get completed, the printing doesn't get completed, if it doesn't reach the house of the consumer before 6 o'clock or 6:30, the value of the product is zero. Okay, so in a newspaper production, this is the biggest challenge. You cannot come up with excuse that my machine broke down, I don't have manpower, I don't have raw materials, all that, no excuses.
On leave and all those things.
Nothing, no excuses. Every day 4:30 in the morning, the paper production has to get completed. So just imagine if you have to meet that level of consistency
every day.
Every day. Yes. How much of preparation goes behind? So many people don't even understand this, but it's a very challenging job. So you can understand how my foundation was set, wherein precision, accuracy, planning, all that was part of my job. But then when I started learning about the financial markets, I realized one big thing, that managing a print factory with discipline, consistency, accuracy, it is not a big difference when you come to financial markets. It's the same.
So, is it okay for me to make a statement after viewers going through this particular podcast? The way they look at trading and stock market is going to change? The mindset?
Of course.
Because the initial conversation itself is like, wow, why that foundation?
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Probably so the way I look at stock market now, say I'm to be frank, I'm zero, right? I don't know anything. Like a common man. The people getting into stock market trading or getting interested in this subject, it's growing every day, right? How it used to be 5 years back, and now many people are involved. Like you said, probably they want to make wealth out of it, money, whatever is the intention, people are getting into that. But there are other set of people, or a majority of people, who don't know how that work. Even today, if I go home and tell, why don't I start investing in stock market because I've heard I can make easy money. My in-laws or my parents will say, do you want to get into gambling? So that's the first assumption they make, right? That's the first comment they make. But let's see, probably after the podcast, my assumption and my in-laws assumption might change after that.
So one thing I can assure you, Laxman, is whatever I'm going to share with you is my own personal journey. And I would also like to break this myth that, when you said that investing into stock markets is a way of earning easy money, I would also like to change it. So, see, investing into the stock market is not an easy money. Okay, you need to be really good at what you are doing when you want to get the returns out of your market. So please remember that stock market is a place where some of the best brains in the universe work. Okay, and you are going to compete against these people and make your money. So I think it is very essential that when we are against such competition, that we at least do our homework properly, we prepare ourselves, and we start doing things the right way. And then you can think of making money from the stock market.
It's like a strong foundation, you mean to say, unless you have a...
Exactly.
Okay. But you spoke about your journey in corporate, companies and corporate life, right? Any particular incidents in corporate life probably triggered that I have to choose an alternative domain, alternative subject?
Yeah, it is not one single event. It has been many events, you can say. Okay. So as I told you, I started way back, as soon as I graduated, within the first 2 years, I started having this realization that I should learn this skill of how to manage and grow my money. So I started reading books. I started, understanding how exactly the financial markets work. Who are the players in this? How does it, function? So basically, in simple words, what I was more interested was, why does the price of any stock move up and down? What is the reason?
Why that fluctuation?
Yeah. So because, that was my first question. What I asked myself, why does it go up or why does it come down? For all the reasons. So that is how it started. And as I started getting more, and one more thing was, in fact, during my early part of my career, because we were already in that higher tax bracket, we were actually forced to invest. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Get some exemption
For the taxes. So that is how my journey started.
I think most of the Indians and their mindset also, right? When you reach that December, Jan, Feb, March, the finance team will send, share your certificates, share your components, what you have invested.
Correct. So that is how my journey into investing started. So actually, I can tell you, now if I think of it, actually I was forced into this profession, I can tell you. Okay. So I started, investing on tax saving mutual funds. That is how my journey started in the financial market, by investing into tax saving mutual funds. So then from one thing to other, it started leading, because I'm a very, I am a very curious person and I always ask questions. So I don't, I don't get convinced by hearing to something or seeing something at all. I need to be convinced. So for that, I always ask questions. So that is my form of learning. So the more I ask questions, what happens is I am actually looking out for the right answers for that questions. So that was the curiosity part. So that is when I started realizing that although I was having a good career, but I was like, this was more exciting to me, because everything I felt was in, I was in control of things. Like for example, when
it was within your boundaries.
Yeah. When you are in a job, it's always a team game. It is not, the results or the outcome is not entirely dependent on only you, but you have a lot of other external factors.
Yeah.
Your team, the whole setup and all that. So sometimes I used to feel that, although I'm putting
restrictive.
Restrictive.
Yeah.
So, but this when actually gave me that liberating feeling, wherein everything is within my control. Okay.
You are the decider.
I am the decider. Yeah. Because when it comes to financial markets, I can tell you, many people focus on the profits. Many people focus on getting the wealth, creating wealth and all that. But if you just take a step back and look at it, The only thing in your control is the entry point. When do you enter? At what point? The outcome is later. After you enter, you will get the outcome. So I started focusing on how to get good at finding out that entry point. So these were the things which gave me that thing, right? Okay, I'm having complete control over the situation. And let me also tell you, this might be a kind of very surprising thing also. Let me also tell you, financial markets is the only business in this entire world where you don't have to depend on anyone or any external factor for that matter.
It's your expertise, your decision.
Yes.
You are the owner.
Yes. But the problem is, most of the people, what they do is, they always depend on someone else. They always
manage their
try
show.
to ask for tips from someone. Or they give the, mutual funds. They give the money to the fund manager so that he manages. So that you don't have the headache. But I'll tell you a simple example. You have your kid. Okay? You have all the good intentions in the world so that you want to give your kid the best values.
The best what we have.
The best values, the best things. Yeah, so that kid grows into a very strong and value-based individual. Will you outsource that thing?
No.
So why do you want to outsource managing your money to someone? So that was my
great thought actually.
Yeah, so that was my calling, wherein I felt that I had complete control, and that control I started feeling only when I started going deeper into this. Just superficial knowledge is not going to help us. We need to go deeper. We need to ask the right questions and find the right answers.
But what percentage of people do you feel they are dependent on outside forces, outside external parties to manage their fund?
I can tell you, majority of people always depend on someone else. See, it is human.
Almost everybody.
See, it is human nature. Human nature is that we don't like to take blame for anything. We always are comfortable in blaming someone else. Right? So that is why I say, personally, I have stopped taking tips from anyone since almost 12 years now. And neither do I give tips to anyone. So what I tell people is that, if somebody comes and asks me, since now people know that I'm into the financial markets, and if somebody comes and asks me, can you tell me a stock where I can invest and all that, I tell them one simple thing. I teach fishing. I don't give free meals.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same concept. Like, see, if you find a hungry person,
you teach him how to
fish.
Yeah, how to do the fishing.
How to do the fishing. Instead of giving free meals, if you teach him to do fishing.
It's a life lesson.
It's a life lesson. And he can do it. Whenever he's hungry, he can go fish. And who knows, one day he'll himself open a seafood restaurant. Who knows? So this is the thing what I have. I tell that, we shouldn't be dependent on others. We should make ourselves self-reliant and independent. Then what happens is, we are taking responsibility for our own decisions. And when you take responsibility for your own decisions, you will normally be taking the right actions.
No blame game. You are responsible for your action, results, whatever you get.
Exactly. But what most people do in stock market is, they take the inputs from someone. If it goes right, it's well and good. If it doesn't go right, they end up blaming. I took your advice and did this and I lost my money. So my point to all viewers is, please take responsibility of your own decisions. Learn the skill the right way, and it is not rocket science. I can tell you this also, understanding financial markets is, if you are good at understanding human behavior, navigating the financial markets should be like a walk in the park.
But is it possible for a working professional guy or engaged, like people who are normally busy, right, to learn, invest? Because the stock market part, probably it is a part-time investment or a part-time journey in their life, right? They might not give the entire time what is required. That is one reason they are dependent on outside external consultants also. But the approach what you are saying, is it technically possible for someone who is already working with a busy schedule?
Yes. I was working for 20 years. I learned it. So why can't someone else
there is a will, there is a will.
There is a way. See, it is all about priorities. It is all about your priorities. See, what I believe is all of us as individuals do everything for three things, which is roti, kapda, makan,
Basic necessities.
basic necessities. And in today's world, roti, kapda, makan, you need money for that, right? So my point here is, when you know that money is important in today's world, don't you think it is one of the most basic life skills what all of us should have, so that we can manage our own things and grow our own money? Okay, so this is one point. Second point, when you say that, do people find time and all that, if you just look at your daily routine,
Yeah.
apart from sleeping, eating and all that, the awake part, which is normally 8 to 10 hours in a day. So I think we should ask ourselves how effectively we are using those 8 to 10 hours. Okay. And if you know your priorities, you will definitely find time.
And you have time. Everybody have time.
Everybody has time.
Only how you define is something we have to
Exactly.
relook.
Everybody has time. Everybody, all of us have 24 hours. Right? So when somebody finds time to do something which is important for
Others
them,
should have.
everyone should be having that same time.
It's a great thing. So, Kiran, now you told you were working with big companies, kind of financially stable, good job. Then getting into a field which is uncertain, right? So, what discussion did you have with your family, and what was the acceptance level from them? It was a big decision, right? If I have to take, then probably convincing myself is a war kind, and then I have to convince my family also, right? Dependence.
Yes. Obviously, when this thing came up, obviously there were no big parties at home. Obviously, they were concerned. But
it changed. There was a change in some point of time.
But my way of doing things is, I'm a very meticulous person. Okay, I always plan things out, and I don't take rash decisions. It's always a well thought out decision. I can say it is like, I'm tuned to taking calculated risks. So that is how I do it. So as I told you, it's not just a story of 2-3 years. This thing has been going on since 15 years. I would like to share one simple thing that, this is somewhere in 2010-11.
Okay.
Okay. So that
you
time...
You were in Bangalore?
No, I was in Bombay that time with Times of India.
Okay.
Yeah. So that time I had made a decision. It was, I think, around 5-6 years into my career. I started my career in 2004. So it was 6 years.
6 years.
So by that time I was really serious, and I was very fascinated with all this finance and financial markets and all that. And I was learning. Okay. So that time I had made a decision that I will give myself a time frame of 10 years. That is, by 2020, I should become completely liability free, so that I can start working on my passion. Okay. So that was my goal, what I had set for myself in 2010. So, and I started working towards it, learning things, started investing, very disciplined I started investing regularly, started building my corpus. All that was happening simultaneously. So all these things my family obviously knew. Okay. So, but then of course, unfortunately, 2020 happened. Yeah, by the way, 2018, I was liability free completely.
Okay.
Yeah. So that itself was a big relief for me, that now it is time
that
for
gave
me.
A push factor.
Yeah. It gave me a positive reinforcement that now I can pursue my dreams. I don't need to depend on my salary. Okay. So that was the thing. But unfortunately, 2020 happened.
And you were talking about COVID.
So even that time I was actually, jumping with joy, because 2020, anybody who has invested, okay, today they will be sitting on huge profits. Okay. So for a real investor, actually most of the people, when the market falls, they get jittery. But let me tell you, when it falls is the best time for you to get in. But you should know at what level you need to get in. Okay. So that is a separate thing. We'll come to it later. But this is how it started. So 2020 happened, and I had to postpone my plan by a couple of years. Not because I was ready. I wasn't ready. I was ready actually, but I didn't want to create a further shake of the ship for other family members, because they were already worried, COVID, lockdown and all that. So they knew what I was doing, what I was trying to do and all that. So once they found that I started finding peace in whatever I was doing, so they were more supportive. Of course, they had a question when I finally told them that, okay, I'm coming out of this. Are you sure you want to come out of your well set, stable job, corporate career, wherein you are actually doing pretty well, and you also have a lot of family responsibilities. Correct. Are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, but I had built my systems, I had built my corpus, everything was in place. So once they saw that I was really passionate about this, and it was not about just investing and trading, I also wanted to build it up as a business. Okay, so it was not only for me, but I wanted to build it up as a business. So when they
kind of community where
yes. So once they saw that, okay, this is what he's doing, it was very easy for me I didn't have to convince them basically. So they came on board.
From their point of view, it was easy for them to get convinced.
Yes, because I didn't go and tell them one fine day that, okay, I'm going to do this. So it was
they've seen the effort.
They've seen me effort for last 10, 12 years. They know what I was doing regularly. So I didn't need to convince them actually. Okay. And today I can tell you that they are my biggest supporters. And in fact, the biggest risk managers I can tell you is my family.
Including your dad, who is a banker.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, just a thought. Okay, now see, by profession, probably I'm an HR, right? Certain set of HR skills I go back home and try to implement. Not consciously, but somehow it comes. Like whenever I'm talking to my wife at times, probably I go into interview mode, and then she'll tell, no, you're out of. So now you are a trader. Every time you'll think about investment trading. So does that formula applies in your regular life? Probably when you go out and buy grocery, or probably some vegetables. Okay, today let me buy 100 grams of some vegetable or half kg. But tomorrow that vegetable price might decrease and I can buy a bigger. So does that concept apply in your regular life?
Yeah, not like that. But, I use one simple concept for decision making with everything in my life. Okay. It is called as risk reward ratio. If there is no 1:2 risk reward, that opportunity is not for me.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay.
Simple decision making. And it applies to everything in my life.
So to what extent ROI?
Not ROI, risk reward ratio. Return on investment is different. Risk reward ratio is different. Risk reward ratio 1:2, what I said was, see, whenever you get into something, new opportunity, or for example, buying vegetable, as you said, today it costs 16 kilos, 16 rupees per kilo.
Kg.
Tomorrow it might go down by a couple of rupees, which can come to 14 rupees. But also it is possible that day after tomorrow, that 16 rupees becomes 20 rupees. Right?
Yeah.
The risk here is 2 rupees if it comes down, but the reward is 4 rupees, which is 1:2. Right? So if I ask the same questions about everything, all decisions in my life, is there 1:2 risk reward? If it is there, I take that opportunity. If it is not there, I do nothing.
Just let go that, and that's not for you.
Every opportunity is not to be taken up. You have to be clear with what opportunities is suitable for you. So most of us overthink this, right? So this is simple. Apply this 1:2 risk reward ratio into everything in life, and trust me, you will lead a very peaceful life.
Great. So I was going through one of the article of yours, right? You had mentioned a good trader or a good investor is typically a good human being, or a good human being have all the traits to become a good trader.
Yes.
So what is this formula now?
Okay, I'll tell you the exact thing. This is the core philosophy. Okay, this is the core philosophy of what
is it the philosophy where your entire system is built?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the core philosophy. I'll tell you the exact thing. If you become a good trader or an investor, inevitably you will become a good human being, and vice versa also is true. If you are already a good human being, you will inevitably become a good investor and a trader. Okay. Now, how this works is very simple. So, actually, I'm very excited to tell you this.
You're getting into your base formula.
Yeah,
kind,
yeah. This is really exciting, you know. So just be with me for just 1 minute. I'll tell you exactly what it means. See, to do to become a good investor and a trader, okay, we just need 4 skills, okay, and those are good decision making skills, good analytical skills, when to hold on to something, and when to let go of something. Now, if you apply these 4 skills into your day to day life, will you not become a good human being?
Basic skill, basic what is
Exactly.
required.
Exactly. So that is what I mean. So if you become good with these 4 things, inevitably you will become a good human being. Or else, if you are already a good human being, that means you already have
those
these four
skills.
qualities. You have all the qualities required to become good an investor and a trader.
I think that's the catch for the viewers also. You know, to become a good trader, why don't you develop these 4 skills?
Exactly.
Don't hold anything, right? If it's not earning you something, if it's not satisfying you, just let it go.
Yeah. And in fact, I'll tell you this also. It's like, financial markets. Every decision, financial market is actually, it's like a mirror. It's like a mirror. It will show you your true nature in real time. It will show how stable you are, how consistent you are, how clear thinking you are, how much ego you have. Everything gets shown right then and there. This life's training you will not get anywhere else. Market is the best teacher, provided
It's like you the discipline factor.
discipline factor, decision making, analysis, not getting disturbed by what is happening outside, all the news, all the noise and all that. Okay, everything is within you. You don't need to go outside. Everything is there within you, and everything is there on the chart for you. You don't need anything else.
So there's a saying, discipline can take you places where motivation can't. So how important that is, or how is it applicable in your subject?
Very, very, not only in my subject, it is into, if you make discipline as part of your life. Now, discipline doesn't mean being strict. Discipline means being consistent. Consistency only comes something which you can sustain. Like, for example, most of us have this New Year resolution, right? Oh, I want to join the gym and lose my weight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And within the first 2 months, this gym.
First 2 days, not even 2 months.
So the gym guys are also very smart. They don't give you monthly subscription. They give you an annual subscription.
They know that anyways.
Because they know that nobody is going to last beyond 2 months. Now, why that happens is not because people are not having a strong will. They are setting unrealistic expectations. Now, who likes getting up at 5 in the morning every day and going to the gym? No one likes. Yeah. But if you want to get the results,
come out of your comfort zone.
You will have to come out of your comfort zone. You will have to remind yourself, first of all, why did you get into this? If your why is clear, you don't need motivation. Discipline will do the work.
It's a direct impact, direct result. Yeah.
Exactly. See, motivation is a very funny thing, So,
and it also depends why. So the reason why I get motivated, certain reasons, it's not necessary that you get motivated for the same reason.
Exactly.
It's individual specific.
Exactly. And more than that, see, motivation, we always look for external motivation. External motivation is short-lived. Real motivation should come from within. And for that, you should be very clear with what exactly you want to do.
And long lasting as well.
Exactly. So when you look at this, if you just look at this, in reality, if you are clear at what you want to do, nothing will stop you from achieving it. Only when you have dilemmas, then the little voice in the brain starts talking, and it will tell you all the reasons for not doing things which you always wanted to do. So I feel that more than motivation, it is about discipline and consistency.
Matters a lot.
And keep it, set realistic goals. Don't set unrealistic goals.
Which is achievable.
And who decides it is achievable, only you can decide.
Based on your capability and multiple factors.
Exactly. So set realistic goals and start working towards it. And see, everything starts with, see, everyone is looking for clarity, okay, before taking action. In fact, I would say that don't look for clarity. Start taking action. Once you start taking action, clarity will automatically come.
So before the podcast, right, I was talking to one of my friend also. Today's guest is Kiran, who is into trading and investing. So that person was saying, oh, then he'll be short-tempered, right? In the sense, there's no time to breathe, right? They're always busy with the numbers, phone calls. Oh, the market got this one, put that money here, like a typical investor. But after talking to you, the calmness factor is something which I'm observing, to be frank. So was it a choice, or was it something you developed over the years, which is helping you in the current set of work?
See, initially even I was, like normal everyone, I was also profit driven. So even during my career, earlier it was all about getting the promotion, getting the increment, getting a bigger house, bigger car and all that. But over time I realized that, it is more about our state of mind. Okay, so that is what I realized. And, if you just look at it, how I look at it is, see, spirituality is nothing but, finding you being centered. In the sense, your mind, body and soul, if it is in alignment, that is spirituality.
Self-realization, kind of.
It's not something to do with God or praying and all that.
Within yourself. It's inner
yes, spirituality is all about having that alignment. Whatever you are thinking is something what you should be speaking. Okay.
Clarity.
So, clarity. And that comes only when you are centered. That means you are peaceful with yourself. Okay. So this was my realization as I started getting deeper into the financial markets. As I told you, market is the best teacher. If you start flying, it will put you in your place just like this. Okay. So actually markets taught me a lot of things. It taught me humility. It taught me how to be calm, relaxed and grounded always, no matter what is the result. Okay. When we start taking things personally is when things go wrong. But if you just think about it, in reality, we are not actually doing some great things and all that. Okay, we are just a medium. There is some higher force which is actually guiding us. Only when we are aligned with that higher force will he able to direct us properly. If we are not aligned, that connection is lost. Okay. So
some effort from your side also.
Exactly.
To get that
it requires. See, you need to be. I personally do yoga. I do my meditation. I do my journaling on everyday basis, everyday morning. So these are some things which keeps me grounded. So over a period of time, I realized that investing and trading is actually very spiritual. So that has, I think, made a big difference. I think, thank you for noticing that. That I am not short-tempered. Yeah, of course. I used to get earlier, but not anymore.
The frequency has reduced.
Yeah. So, and biggest misconception what people have is stock market means from 9:15 to 3:30 you are front of the system. You are looking at the numbers.
Yeah, once the market closes, you are done for the day.
Yeah, but reality is not even that. 9:15 to 3:30. Real traders, real investors don't stay in front of the system for the entire day. I personally don't spend more than 15-20 minutes a day in front of
a day. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You don't need to. When you have systems in place, you don't need to. All you have to do is look at it for an instant, see what is the condition and take the decision as per the condition. That's it. And once you have taken your entry, you follow the system, manage your risk, put your target and your job is done. You don't need to keep seeing it every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, going and seeing what is happening. Because when we do that, what happens is, again, the mind starts playing tricks on you. There are only two.
A small fluctuation. Oh, let me change now.
Yes. So the only two emotions which work in market is fear and greed. Okay, and people get easily swayed by these two emotions. So you have to see. I'll not say that you can't master these emotions. You can if you really want to.
Want to.
But at least if you are aware of these two emotions, you will at least know that you can do something to manage these emotions. And market is the best place which teaches you how to manage these two emotions.
But tell me one thing. We talk about calmness and being grounded, right? And as an investor, I'm sure it's not necessary that always you make profit. You would also seen some kind of downfall, right, on that particular day. So what happens to the monk in you? Will it go for a coffee when you see a downfall in the trade?
See, I manage my risks very responsibly. Okay, before entering my trade or any opportunity, I am already aware till what extent I am able to take the risk. So even if it goes wrong, I am already knowing that to what extent it can go wrong. When I know this, there is no need of fearing what is going to happen. Okay, and to answer your question, yes, I do also have losses because you cannot win every day.
Yeah.
Okay, but the whole point here is to focus on this one small aspect. Whenever you lose, how small you are losing, and whenever you win, how big are you winning? If you focus on this, I don't think so there is any reason for you to get anxious.
Yes, again a calculated risk or within your
limits.
Within your limits.
Yes, within your limits. As they say, right? ಮುಂಚೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲು ಚಾಚಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Do it. Correct. Whatever is your capital, you should know how much you are able to risk and deploy only that capital. You cannot go haywire and like bazooka and put everything in one. No, it doesn't work like that. Because when you do that, emotions will easily take over you.
And one downfall or one fall in the market is a downfall for everything in that mindset.
Not exactly. See, if you look at the markets, any particular stock, let us talk about a particular stock. Do you think that it will come back to zero?
No, definitely no. Because see, if the stock belongs to me, I'll work towards again bringing it up, right?
Exactly, right. Yeah. So this fear that when market is falling, that it's doomsday, earth is gone, it is shattered, everything is over. Nothing like that. See, it's a normal.
It will click.
It's a normal correction.
Yeah.
Okay. See, it's like this. Like for example, have you seen those ECG waves?
Yeah.
It has got ups and downs.
Yeah.
If it is a straight line, what does it mean?
You're done.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Similarly with the market. If the market is
that's why it is market.
If the market is functioning, it has to go up and down. If it is not going up and down, that means market is closed for the day.
Correct.
Okay.
System is
simple si baat hai. So why get afraid that nothing can go wrong, provided you know what you are doing. But again, I'm telling, it doesn't mean that you go blindly in and invest in some not a good quality stocks, some unknown names. Okay, because as you say that as they say, right, all the baskets, everything will not be good. There will be some bad apples. Yeah. So you should know, you should at least have the prudence to decide which are good apples and which are bad apples. Stay away from the bad apples. Simple.
Okay. So coming back to a kind of preparation in this particular, getting into this, right? So what is the difference between being rich and financially free? See, for me, as a common man, what I consider, now banks are so creative. Getting loans and everything has become so easy compared to how it used to be before, right? They just approach you, give one few set of documents, they don't even check and they grant the loan. And that has made easy access to luxury, comfort. Really, that is one factor. We are taking loans also. For an outsider, I am rich because I have car, I have iPhone, whatever it is, right? But I'm not financially free. Does the same concept apply in your industry as well?
Absolutely. See, being rich is about how much money you have.
How much money you have. Okay.
As you said. Okay. Rich means how much money you have. But financially free is how much peace you have with what you have.
Okay.
Okay?
I was assuming from liability and asset perspective.
No, I'll tell you this.
Hmm.
Financially free, again, is different for different people. But let me also tell you, financially free doesn't mean having a big bank balance. Because you might also know that there are a lot of people who have crores of money, but they are still not peaceful inside. Okay? For me, financially free means I have all the freedom in this world to do whatever I want with the money I have. In other words, if I have to do something for my family or for the society, the money what I have should be helping me to do that. That, according to me, is financial freedom. It is not about the number of zeros in your bank account. So it is all about perspective again. Okay. So yes, as you said, I would say that the first sign of you become financially free is that you become completely liability free. That means you don't have any outgoes. See, it is very simple to grow wealth or grow money. It's very simple. It's only two things what you can do. Either reduce your expenses or increase your income. There is no other way. Okay. So
the money you save is the money you earn.
Exactly. Like, you actually told the answer. Nowadays, people end up taking liabilities just to please others.
Yeah. Comfort.
So why do you want to do that? Don't do it, no? In fact, I also tell this.
And outsiders will never get pleased also on the other side.
Exactly.
It's never ending, yeah.
Exactly. So why do we do that? In fact, I also tell, like for example, in most of the middle class families, as soon as their daughter or son graduates and he gets his first job and he starts earning, the first thing they tell is settle ho jao. I mean, settle agbidu maraya. Settle agbidu.
Marriage, house, car.
Yeah.
It's a big list actually.
Correct. So what happens is, just imagine, he or she has just started his career, and 3-4 years down the line, just because of societal pressure, they take a housing loan, which according to me is the biggest mistake they are doing.
Biggest fraud.
Biggest mistake they are doing.
Banks might come on us.
Imagine 40% of your salary every month you have to pay as an EMI. Imagine 2 years after you take the home loan, you are not happy with your job, but just because you have to pay the EMI, you are stuck to your job. Is this freedom?
At the cost of your aspirations, at the cost of your dreams.
Exactly.
And the value of that asset also, it's not necessary it goes up. If you're buying a flat or something, day by day, there's a depreciating.
Exactly. So that is what I say. See, real estate as an asset class is something which you should enter into when you have substantial capital, not with borrowed money. So the simple message here is, real estate you invest when you have built your corpus. Because otherwise, if you end up taking EMIs or loans on EMIs, you're stuck for 15 years, 20 years, depending on the loan tenure. Now, I would say, I don't blame any parents, but if they are giving this advice, in fact, they are giving a very bad advice. Let them, first build their career, build their, corpus for managing their lives, which is for their wife, their kids, their own parents' health, their own retirement corpus. Do all this. Then you can think of, buying your own flat and all that.
Once you have sufficient.
Because see, at the end of a day, assets are those which grows with time.
Which has to grow, yeah.
So as you only said, buying a flat it is not an appreciating asset unless you buy it in some metros, in which unfortunately you cannot afford.
Yeah. True, very true.
So it is simple. So do it the right way. See, everybody is doing it the opposite way. They go
and then they get stuck for life. Yeah.
Exactly.
And see, when an young generation, they want to get into this, coming back to the core subject, right? Want to get into stocks and markets. So what is that one suggestion you would like to give to them? And probably what are the 3 habits they have to develop themselves to have a strong foundation, like what you mentioned before?
See, the best thing I can tell youngsters is that, the biggest asset they have is their time. They have time on their hands. They have time on their hands. They have at least another 30 years. Okay. So the best advice what I can tell them is start early. Because
Start early.
because when it comes to investing and building your wealth, time is something what most people ignore. Only when you give it time, when you give time to your assets, it will do something called as compounding. That comes with only time. So what I would say is, the first thing what I would say is start early. Second thing is start now. Don't wait for thinking that, okay, once I have some good money, then I will start investing. Investing, you can even in today's world, you can start investing even with 500 rupees. It is about building that consistency muscle. Start with 500 rupees, 1000 rupees every month. If you don't understand the financial market, start with SIPs into mutual funds. Then you can gradually progress into understanding the real things, and that is how the journey begins.
Then
like
the
what I
scope
did.
increases.
Like what I did, basically. Yeah. That is the second thing. Third, if you say that, okay, the three habits, I can say that the first thing is invest with intention. In the sense, you should know for
What is the end
purpose,
result you are expecting?
for what purpose you are investing. That is first. Second thing is, always track your finances. It is very simple. Me being an engineer, I think this has come to me from the engineering side. See, if you want to improve something, you have to measure it first. So tracking your finances is mandatory. You should know where every single pie of your income is going. Yeah. And the third one is to have a very strong mindset. Mindset in the sense, you should be very clear as to what is that end goal or end result you want to achieve. Like, for example, what is that corpus you want for your retirement? What is that corpus?
What is the final outcome?
What is the corpus you require for your kids' education? What is the corpus you need for your basic health insurance and your term insurance? Because if you are the only sole earning member in the family, before even thinking of investing, first thing what you should invest is secure the future of your family by buying a simple term insurance.
Yeah.
So that in case tomorrow if something untoward happens, your family is taken care of. So you should know what is that amount in case you are not there, which should help your family, which is, in today's day and age, I would say nothing less than 1 crore or 2 crore of term insurance. Now 2 crore term insurance might sound a big number, but if you start early the premiums are very small.
And probably the tension factor what you have, automatically it reduces and your comfort in focus on what is required.
Exactly. So I think these are the three.
I think that's a great
suggestion
to all the viewers, in fact. Yeah. Okay, let's come back to your AASK Traders Club. You started your own journey, own company. So what is this into? So
it is called as AASK Traders Hub. Okay. So to just tell you this.
So AASK AASK.
Yeah, it is AASK.
Anything on astrology? 1A?
No. Okay. And I am not. What I can say is, andvishwasa madadilla nanu. So I am a very kya bolte hain.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ.
So it's not good to do it. It is called logical reason. See, there is this concept called as ask, believe and receive. Have you heard of it?
No.
It is like this. See, if you want something, the first thing what you need to do is ask. Okay? And just asking is not enough. You have to believe that whatever you are asking, you will get. Once you have the...
Or believe on the other person whom you are asking.
Not like that. Not asking someone else. Like, for example, it is actually related to setting your goals. Like, for example, now you want to set a goal that by the time you retire, you want to have a 2 crore corpus amount.
In your bank account.
In your investments, not in your bank account.
Again, that's
please don't keep it in your bank account. Okay. If that is the goal, if when you are writing, you are thinking 2 crore, 2 crore where ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ nothing is going to change.
It will never happen.
It will never happen. But if you write it with a pure intention, I know this is what I want. Yes, I will work towards it. And I know that somehow it will happen. When you have this positive mindset and start working, taking action, They say, right, manifestation. Manifestation is what? Manifestation is inspired action taking. Sitting in this one doing dhyana, thinking that you'll become rich, you will not become rich.
So what effort you have put
Exactly.
to reach that?
Exactly. So that is the way thought process where I had this when I wanted to name my community, that ask, believe and receive. The first thing to do, achieve something, anything for that matter, is to ask it and put it out in the universe with a pure intention. That was the first reason. Second simple reason is, it is all the initials or the first alphabets of all my family members. Advait, Advika, Swati and Kiran. Okay, that's the second reason. Third reason is, ASK stands for awareness, action, skill and knowledge. Okay, so these are the 4 pillars of whatever you want to do in life. Awareness, action, skill and knowledge. If you have these 4, you can do anything in your life. Okay, I've got multiple reasons of why ASK thing is there. One more is, I have my own methodology which is called as ASK methodology of investing. Okay, first is you analyze. Okay, then you apply. Then you secure your position. And last K is keep on improving. So
analyze, apply, secure position and then keep
apply,
improving.
secure and keep on improving.
What is your favorite justification for, you gave 4 reasons, right?
No, I don't. It's not reasons. These are all these are all thought process when I had. See, actually,
everything is applicable.
Everything is applicable because see, actually, it's like, see, I'm very sure when you had your baby girl, you would have thought all angles on what to name her.
Oh, that's the story behind that.
Right?
What happened when she was born? Instagram reels used to come, names starting from this god, this goddess, and I wrote in a chit of paper. I gave to my wife. Why don't we name? She just threw on my face telling, get lost, man. Right? And
so that's the same thing. See, whenever we are doing something very important, I think we need to give it apt attention and go into the details. So the reason why it was asked is because of all these things, all this thought process what I had. So it didn't just come, and it is not because of some numerology I use AA. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
Okay. So me as a fresher in this trading and stock market, right? Or anybody outsiders, a normal public, what is a common myth they would have and how do they have to break that?
One of the most common myths they have is stock market is gambling.
I started my podcast with the same terminology, I guess. Because I've seen that people saying, right?
See, it is See, what is gambling? Gambling is you get into something in which there is a 50-50 chance of either you winning it or losing it.
It's uncertain.
It's uncertain. Like it's like flipping a coin. When you flip a coin, there is when it is flying up in the air, there is 50-50 chance that it will be either head or a tail. It can be anything else. It cannot stand vertical like what they showed in Sholay. It can either
unless
be
it's a magic.
Unless it's a magic. Right. It has to either heads or tails. Okay. So people think that stock market is gambling. Who are those people who think stock market is gambling? Are people who don't understand what they are getting into. And they are also depending on others to take their decisions. But when you know what you are doing, when you understand the whole concept, why it happens, like, why as I told you, the basic thing you need to know. Why does the price of a stock go up or come down? In reality, it is very simple. It is the same like your, in Sante we go, right, for buying vegetables. Same concept applies in Sante also. Like for example, I'll give you one very simple reason. When does the price of a stock go up? It goes up when the demand is more. That means there are more number of buyers than the sellers. Okay? And when the stock price comes down is when the number of sellers are more than the buyers. Same supply demand concept. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ
Same thing. 4 o'clock you go. The same like 50 rupees he is going to charge. Then you 7 o'clock go there, he'll give for 10 also. We want to just close it off and
because
go.
there are no buyers.
There are no buyers.
Same concept. Is this complex? No, right? Simple, right?
Common sense.
Common sense. The same thing applies to the stock market. Now, the question comes is, how do I find out whether the buyers are strong or the sellers are strong? This is what you need to find out. Okay? That is shown on the charts. By the size of the candle, by the location of the candle, by the overall structure. It's like, I keep telling this. Charts speak to you. You are not able to understand it because you don't know the language.
How to read. Yeah.
You don't know the language. Forget reading. You don't know the language. If you know the language, obviously you will be able to understand what it is trying to communicate
with you.
So, learn the language.
And it's a two-way communication.
Simple.
It's going to be as simple as that.
So simple. See, in this communication, the other thing is not going to speak to you, but it is going to give you the right direction and it will show you the right things. See, I always believe that we should always do things in which we see, not what we hear or feel. And now the markets, the charts does the same thing. You do whatever it is showing you. Don't go into prediction
It's like an
mode.
SOP which is already in front of you.
Don't go into prediction mode. Do what the market is doing. Follow it. That's
Be
all.
practical.
Simple si baat.
So, during your journey, right, you would have seen ups and downs, like you said,
Yes.
right? Whenever there is a downfall or a failure at a particular point, so what is your plan to come out of it?
See, it is, I mean, obviously, every day will not be a great day. There will be some bad days. And all.
True.
So, it is all about, believing or having the trust in your own process and coming back stronger. And see, according to me, I personally don't analyze my wins. But if there are some losses,
You analyze.
I strip it down to the bare minimum. I find out what is the root cause. And the purpose of finding that root cause is so that I don't commit that same mistake again. Okay. So for me, it has become now part of my routine and my nature that even a good day, let it be a good day or bad day, it doesn't affect me. I am the same. I don't jump on top of my voice or go partying when I make a big profit. Nor I go sulk
because
nor I go and sulk when I have a loss. It's the same. Okay. So when we kind of come from that perspective, actually it makes no difference.
But any point of time, did you feel you have to quit, and how did you come out of it? And no, let me
Not
quit,
now, not in the recent past. Yeah, but maybe around 7-8 years back when I had just started getting into, of course I was investing from a long time, but trading I got into around 7 years back. So during the initial days, of course I'll be lying if I tell you that I didn't feel like I felt. But then what I did was I reminded myself, why am I doing this? I am doing this to get real freedom of time.
Your final intention.
Real freedom of time, money and energy. So when that was reminded, I got back to work the next day, forgot what happened, took it as a learning, did whatever needs to be done to correct the things whatever I was doing or how I was doing, and kept on improving. I just did that, nothing else.
So what is that one message you would like to give a person who is still scared to get into market?
See,
that push factor. One
see,
push
that
factor
fear comes when you don't know things. When
Back
you
to the
learn it
basics.
the right way, and you learn the right things, fear automatically fades away. See, like for example, in my system, whatever I adopt and whatever I teach, the risk is defined. Even if it goes wrong, nothing earth-shattering will happen. Because I have got this simple concept that whenever in any positions we take or any trades we take, the first thing I teach in my community is, I also tell this to people. See, when you get into financial markets and when you are new, most of the people come with the intention of making profits. Okay. Although it is a good intention to have, but it's not the right intention to have. When you come into the financial markets, completely fresh, new, the first intention or the first goal should be protect your capital, not generate profits. First skill what you have to learn is how to protect that capital. Now protecting capital, you can also tell, it's very easy, put it in demat account and do nothing.
Nothing.
But that is not what you are there in the financial markets for, right? Yes, but whenever you are risking the capital, you should ensure that you will not risk beyond 1% to 2% of your deployed capital in every single trade. And if you do this simple thing, and if you follow that same 1:2 risk reward ratio, even if you are right 50% of the time, you will end up profitable. It is simple mathematics. Like for example, you take 10 trades or 10 opportunities. Every time you lose, you will lose one. And every time you win, you make two. Right? Now assume out of the 10, 50% were hit your stop losses, or it was a loss.
It was 5 loss.
It was 5 loss. But every other 5
is 10.
It is 10. What is the net result?
Extra 5. Yeah.
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Net 5. Right? So what it means is, if you follow the right risk reward ratio, even if you are right 50% of the time, you will still end up profitable.
So when you reconcile finally, you are at a profit.
So it is simple mathematics, simple statistics. So as simple as that. So don't complicate things. Keep it simple. Follow the system. Don't let your emotions call the shots.
Correct.
Be like, for example, I tell markets is the best place wherein it teaches you how to be, kind of not get swayed away by your emotions. So, in fact, I would say that, learning the stock market is the best personal development course what you can ever do.
It's a great thing. So, what is success to you now?
Success to me is...
definition of success as per Kiran Prabhu.
For me is leading a peaceful life, enjoying doing whatever I am doing, and making an impact on the people who come in touch with me. Like for example, my mission now as part of AASK Traders Hub is to empower everyone who is there who are within our community to become completely independent and self-reliant investors. Okay. Now I'll also tell you this. In today's world, as I told you, saving is not going to save you. The only option what we have is to invest. So investing is mandatory for everyone. Now we cannot say that no, I don't have knowledge, I will not invest and all that. If you do that, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, you will repent. Okay. So investing is mandatory for everyone. But at the same time, trading is not for everyone. To do trading, you have to train yourself and you should understand the complete dynamics of the market. No. Understand the complete dynamics of the market more than the life skill. Understand the complete dynamics of the market in the sense, who are the people who have the power to raise up or increase the stock price, or who have the power to bring it down. See, for example, in simple words, I'll tell you one simple example. HDFC Bank as of today is the stock which has the biggest market capitalization in India. Okay. Now,
they had some takeovers also recently.
Whatever. But what I'm trying to tell you is, just to move the HDFC stock price by 1 rupee, it is I think around 4,500 or something. To move it by 1 rupee, the kind of capital to be deployed. Okay. Because see, when does the price go up? When the number of buyers are more. That means so much of volume of buy order should be there in the market. Okay. So just to increase it by 1 rupee in HDFC Bank, the capital required is approximately 600 to 800 crores. Now, who has that kind of capital? Definitely not retail players like me, you and common people. These are institutional investors.
Correct.
The big institutions who invest in the market. Now, these are the people who have the real power to move the price of any particular stock or anything. So, all we have to do is just see what these guys are doing. Now, I know for me it is easy to tell how to find out what guys are doing. It's not that they tell you before doing, oh, I'm going to do this. They're not going to do that. Okay, but at the same time, by looking at the charts, you can easily understand, because any big movements in a stock is
over a period of time, you know how to.
It is because of institutional investing, and all we have to do is follow those institutional investors.
What are their plans? Where are they going
to invest? No need to know plans and all. Just come to understand that they are entering into the market. You enter it along with them. That you come to know by looking at the charts. Simple. Great. Okay, so this is the thing.
One final message to all our viewers.
I mean, I would say that this is a very basic life skill, and I would suggest that all of us should at least make an effort to learn this skill. And once you learn this skill, don't just keep it in some suitcase or a cupboard. Apply it, practice it, and see how much fulfilling and secured financial position you will be when you apply this knowledge and start getting results.
That's great.
So my message is as simple as that.
That's great. Thanks. I'm sure our viewers also, at least going through this podcast, they know the way they have to look at this particular subject, stock markets and trading. Kiran, thanks for spending time, and thanks for being part of my show, Manthan with Laxman. It was an honor to have you, and all the best for your future plans.
Thank you, Laxman, and it was really an honor to have you here. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.